Today we'll be looking at a game that many consider to be one of the greatest RPGs ever made, Suikoden 2. Now, I am holding the Japanese version here, but we'll be using magic to play the game in English. So, abracadabra. Or something. The story centers around an unnamed silent protagonist, although he's actually named Ryo in the Japanese novelization. He and his childhood friend Joey are part of the Highland Army's youth brigade. When the unit comes under attack one night, the pair discover that their own prince, Luca Blight, ordered the attack on them so he could blame it on Jostin State, which of course gives them a reason to invade. Ryo and Joey are forced to flee and end up getting separated in the process. The two do eventually reunite and end up meeting Victor and Flick from the first game. The party then travels from town to town, trying to get more soldiers to join in their fight against the constantly advancing Highland Army, who seem to either take over or destroy every town right behind them. And that's as far as I'm willing to go with the plot, because I really don't want to spoil anything. It is a fantastic story with some surprising twists, and the threat of the Highland Army being right on your tail adds a bit of tension to everything. Much like the first Suikoden, this one has you collecting up to 108 characters that are referred to as the Stars of Destiny in the game. Not all of these will be playable party members, but you do get a considerable amount of characters to take into battle. Obviously, with a cast this big, not everyone has a huge backstory, but they make up for that with some very interesting and sometimes humorous interactions with one another. This game is mainly made up of 2D sprites and backgrounds, although there will be the occasional 3D background during a duel, and several FMVs are scattered throughout as well. The sprite work is very nice, showing a good amount of detail for each character. The backgrounds are nothing amazing, but do look pretty nice at times. Much like the first game, your battle team will consist of up to 6 members. The battles are all turn-based with the typical attack, defend, and item options. Selecting the rune command lets you use magic. There is also the cool unite command, which will have 2 or more characters team up to unleash a more powerful attack on the enemy without using your precious spell points. Another feature of combat that I really love is the auto command. In most other RPGs of the era, any kind of auto or AI command usually translates to, "Alright team, let's burn through our magic points as quickly as possible." In here though, the auto command just selects attack for everybody, which is great and really helps speed up random encounters. They will even heal themselves with medicine if that party member has one equipped. Something I really enjoy in RPGs that doesn't happen often enough is when you get to create your own town. There is something very satisfying about watching your city grow from nothing into a nicely populated area full of houses and shops. Your town in Suikoden 2 starts off really quiet, but eventually gets filled with many NPCs and party members later on. The shops become quite convenient since not every town has every kind of shop, and you won't be able to go back to some due to storyline reasons. There is much more music in this game compared to the first one, and a lot of variety to the compositions. I especially enjoyed all the different town themes, and there's even one town in the game that has a separate piece of music for each district. If for some reason you don't enjoy the music though, you can always shut it off in the options menu. I really wish more RPGs had this feature, because it is nice to be able to listen to your own tunes at times, but still be able to hear the game's sound effects. There are only a few issues I have with the game. The first is that the water on the world map is gray and looks more like fog than any kind of river or ocean. The second are the occasional strategy battles you will have to complete to progress. They're not really bad or anything, but they do play like an extremely dumbed down strategy RPG. The biggest flaw is the poor translation this game got. Quite often you'll see characters say things that don't make much sense, or even see the wrong person say a line that was intended for someone else. Not enough to drag the story down too much, but it is still disappointing. Suikoden 2 is a fantastic RPG, and it's easy to see why it's so sought after by collectors and RPG enthusiasts. Unfortunately though, the North American version was released in very limited quantities, and currently sells for about $150. However, if you're not afraid of learning Japanese, you can snag an import copy for about $20. You can also download this off the PlayStation Network for only $10. Play it whatever way you can, because this is an amazing journey. And that will do it for this one. As always, I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you next time.